Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday to everybody. How's it going? Bible Belt Beauties, Matt Dummett. Sitting and talking today, not walking and talking. I did think about walking and talking, and I decided to sit and talk instead. I'll wait for some people to get in here, and then we'll get into the news of the day, which I predicted, by the way. Yes, Wilkie, it's for real. I am doing a live show during the daytime. Yes. How's everyone doing today? I'm sure everyone's amazing and fantastic. Prosper7 says, in good health and sound mind, my brother. Hey, Battle Angel, what's up, girl? It is a beautiful day here in coastal South Carolina, southeastern South Carolina. It's probably 75 degrees. I mean, it's perfect. Yeah, smoking is definitely bad for you. I would agree with that. I would advise nobody ever take up the bad habit of smoking. Now this dog's gonna piss me off. This dog right here. I would not smoke if I were you. It's very bad for you. It's minus 20 in North Dakota. Jesus Christ, what are you doing in North Dakota? I did not know that Nick lived in North Dakota. I'm not going to lie. I thought he lived in Georgia. Bring back lunch money. Time to take a... Hold on, what did you just say?
Daddy?
It's hard to... What's up, buddy?
So, can I have a sandwich? Mama said can I have a sandwich?
Yeah, it's on the counter. It's in the white box. Oh, yeah, you can have it. Hold on, let me see if I can. I don't even know how to do. Thank you, Wilkie. He says, bring back lunch money at lunchtime. Bring back college football coast to coast with Mark. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you probably neither one of those things is gonna happen. I don't know what to tell you. So I think we like the Lunch Money show at night. Although, for those that are wondering, that is how the show started out. So the show started, we used to do it at 12 o'clock twice a week. I think it was on Tuesdays and Thursdays, me and Lou. And since it was at lunchtime, that's the reason we called it Lunch Money, because it was a betting show during lunchtime. And we moved it to the nighttime slot and just kept the Lunch Money name, because it's a great name, honestly. So we just kept it. Anyway, so we got how many people we got in here? About 16 people in here. What time is it? It's 10 till 2, Friday afternoon. So I don't know if you guys remember a few weeks ago I did a walk and talk video where I said not to expect to see any playoff expansion in the next several years, and so now it's official. So Jim Phillips, the commissioner of the ACC, was sort of the standalone guy in the beginning about not expanding the playoffs in the near future. And his reasoning was, with the name, image, and likeness thing still needs to be figured out. The way that the transfer portal has exploded on the scene and it's causing a lot of change in college football. It's just not the right time. Now, you guys know me, if you've been watching me, that I'm not for playoff expansion necessarily. I mean, I don't hate the idea of it. I would like less than 12 teams, probably 6 or 8 would be my maximum if I had anything to do with it, which I don't. But I'm not going to be crying into my beer or my Pepsi or my Coca-Cola that we're not going to see till at least 2026. Maybe longer. And my reasoning for this was you don't see anything happen fast in college football, right? So we had the AP system for years where the AP just basically picked the champion. Then we went to the BCS system where the BCS computer algorithm or whatever chose the top 2 teams and they played for a national championship. And that lasted for how long? The BCS wasn't even around for that long, what, 12 years, 15 years, something like that. But the whole time the BCS was in place, and even before that, even when the AP was the standard, everybody was talking about that college football needs a playoff system. And everybody really agreed on it too. It took a long time for that to come to fruition. And so when they started talking about a playoff expansion only 7 years into the current format, I was like, it's not going to happen it's just not going to happen that quickly. The same thing goes for Oklahoma and Texas moving to the SEC. Right? Everyone was like thinking it's going to happen like immediately or next year or the year after that. No, it's not. Nothing happens fast in college football. There's too many. It's not like a professional sport like the NFL where you have a commissioner that can set guidelines and rules and sort of and make things happen. You've got 5 different conferences in the Power 5. You got another 5 in the Group of 5, and all of these commissioners have different ideas and different opinions on the way that things should go and how it will benefit their universities, financially and otherwise. And so to get all of these people to agree on something is virtually impossible. Now, it will happen. I don't know what the reasoning behind the 2026 is. Is that when the TV contracts are up? Slim Shady says the BCS system was better, abolished the playoffs. Well, Slim, the fact of the matter is that if you look at every single national championship game in the playoff era, I think 7 out of 8 of them would have been picked by the BCS. So really, there really hasn't been a change other than the first round of the playoffs. If you would have had the BCS, we would have had the same national championship game 7 out of the last 8 years. So I guess I agree with you. I didn't hate the BCS system. No bye teams, everyone plays the same. What does it say here? Huh? Here it is. No bye teams, everyone plays the same amount of games. You mean everybody plays the same amount of conference games, is what I'm assuming you're saying. I agree with that. I think that everybody should be playing 9 conference games. Nick says he's a fan of the playoff expansion, more playoffs because it gives more fans games to watch. Yeah, look, I've evolved over. I really hated the idea of a playoff expansion. I thought that and I still think this. There's not more than 4 teams on any given year that are good enough to win a national championship. It's not the NFL. But I do see, with all of the opt-outs that have been happening in the past few years, players sitting out the bowl games if they're not playoff games. So the playoff expansion would definitely help fix the bowl system. It's broken right now. If you're a team, if you're playing for a team that expects to be in the playoffs, let's say in Ohio State, for example. This is a perfect example. Ohio State, whether you agree with it or not, has expectations of making the playoffs every year, and their goal is national championship or bust. So what do we see this year? Half of Ohio State's team sat out for the Rose Bowl, nonetheless. So the playoff expansion would help that. It would also give us some more compelling bowl matchups during the month of December, when normally we're just watching the Tax Slayer Bowl and the Bahama Bowl and the Memphis City Music City Bowl or whatever it is. So yeah, I can get behind that. I don't think it's going to change the outcome though. Maybe once out of every 10 or 15 years, you'll have a Cinderella team that gets hot at the end of the year, or maybe is an 8 or 9 seed in the playoffs, and can parlay that into a national championship. But for the most part, after about 6 or 7 games of the season every year, you can pick out 4 or 5, maybe 6 teams that have a legit chance to win the national championship. Again, there's outliers. Teams get hot at the end of the year and that kind of thing. But I like the 4-team system. I don't want the college football to turn into the NFL. That's for sure. Don't want that. I mean, I like the NFL too, but I like it because it's the NFL, and I like college football because it's college football. They don't need to be the same. Can't be any worse than Brownell. What do you say? Nothing could be worse than Brownell. You kidding me? Give Buckner a shot. Yeah. What's up, Tiger Nate in the house? Haven't seen you in a while. Slim says conference championships don't matter anymore. Ohio State, Alabama, UGA, all of them got in the playoffs when they shouldn't have. I don't know about that. Who would you put in ahead of them? Wilkie. Oh, this is a great. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. No more divisions. BCS era has better bowl games. Both of those things are true. I will agree that the BCS had better bowl games. No doubt about it. That was before opt-out started happening. You guys know who started the opt-out thing, right? What year was it? 2015 or 16? Christian McCaffrey, who was a Heisman finalist that year, who played for Stanford, obviously, opted out of a New Year's Six bowl game. And ever since then, it's become a regular thing. Sadly. It's sad. UCLA quarterback. Benji says, roll Tigers. I think that Christian McCaffrey was the first real big name that did that. And it started the trend. I'm not saying nobody opted out before him. I'm just saying he was like he's sort of the poster child for that happening. Well, McCaffrey was before Rosen. Rosen was 2018, I think. McCaffrey was like 2016. Rosen. Whatever happened to that guy? Is he on somebody's practice squad somewhere? Don't know. Switch to a 16 playoff system, all Power 5 conference champions and a Group of 5 champ. Just a thought. I'm not a big fan of the automatic bids. Which, if we go to a 12-team system in 2026 or beyond, there will be automatic bids. There'll be automatic bids. There'll be first-round buys. Hopefully, they'll implement some sort of home playoff game on campus instead of a neutral site. Probably won't happen, though. But that would be great if they did do that. I like the 6-team system. I don't know if I like the automatic bids, though. I mean, look. Even as an ACC fan, if you just win the ACC, you get in. So, like I said, what was it, 2018? A 7-5 Pitt team played in the ACC championship against Clemson. Of course, Clemson beat them, but let's say Clemson laid an egg that day and a 7-5 team won the ACC. Do you think that a 7-5 team in a 6-team playoff system should get in the playoffs because they won the ACC? The answer is no. It should be the best 6 teams. I like the committee thing is very controversial because they're not very transparent there definitely needs to be more transparency in the playoff committee. And they talk out of both sides of their mouth, right? One week they'll say it's because of strength of schedule and strength of record, and the next week they'll say it's because of the eye test. They're just not very consistent. But I still like the idea of people watching games and picking the best 6 teams. I know I'm probably alone in that. Like, there's not a lot of people that like the playoff committee at all. I see some positives and negatives in the playoff committee system. But I still think you should just pick the best 6 teams. I don't care if there's 3 SEC teams in there. I don't care if there's 3 Big Ten teams in there. I want to see the best 6 teams, 8 teams, whatever it is, play for the championship, not automatic bids for conference championships. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that. Well, Slim, I just got done telling you. I know the BC. Look, first of all, there's no such thing as a perfect system in college football, so you're never going to see that. There's just too many teams. I mean, you got 130 FBS teams, Division I teams. So, but anyway, I just got done telling you that there would have been no difference between the BCS national championship games and the national championship games we've seen in the playoff era anyway. Kirby's Visor says, if your program doesn't make it, it's because they don't invest in their facilities, recruiting, etc., and that's a them problem. That is a fact, Jack. That is a fact, Jack. No more prominent place to look as far as that goes than Florida State. Florida State's demise over the past 3 or 4 years actually began before that. So, if you remember, in the early 2010s, so 2011, 12, 13, 14-ish, Florida State was still the premier team in the ACC, and they were for 20 years before that. But what started happening around the ACC, particularly with Clemson, was Clemson was one of the first teams to really update their facilities to modern standards back in about 2014, 15. I think they started in about 2014, but I don't think they moved into the facility until 2016 maybe. Anyway, my point is, Clemson made an effort to upgrade facilities for recruiting purposes. And at the time, when there wasn't many facilities around the country when Clemson built theirs that were better. There might not have been any. Maybe Oregon. I don't know. But they made a valiant and very prominent effort to update their facilities. And there's no coincidence that at that same time that happened, that Florida State fell behind Clemson in the conference and nationally. And so there was a debate going on between Jimbo Fisher and the athletic department at Florida State about keeping up with Clemson. Now, Clemson spent 20 years trying to keep up with Florida State, but when it came to facilities and recruiting, they fell behind Clemson almost overnight, within a year or two. And a lot of that had to do with the facilities. And so that's a lot of the reason that Jimbo Fisher left. He was at odds with the athletic department for not committing to football and not keeping up with the Clemsons of the ACC. And since then, we've seen a lot of other teams do what Clemson has done because clearly it benefits the team, right? Almost every year now you see another team come out of nowhere that spends 50, 60, 70, 80 million dollars on a new facility. South Carolina's done it. I know a lot of the teams that already had great facilities before upgraded them. I mean, teams like LSU, Ohio State. I don't know if you guys have seen that crazy athletic facility they have at Northwestern University, right there on one of the Great Lakes. It's beautiful. It's not a football facility; it's for all the athletics, but it's amazing. I mean, it's like an $80 million facility or something. But yeah, so that's a long-winded way of saying yes, that building facilities in this day and age definitely matters definitely matters. And just like we're going to see from here on out, now that is the NIL deals and how that's all navigated is going to also play a big role in recruiting, obviously. Vanderbilt literally got a government grant to let Mississippi State win the CWS Sven. Huh? I don't know what you're saying. I believe you, though. Yeah, Georgia just opened up a new facility. South Carolina has some big money donors for sure. I mean, hell, the McNair, the owner of the Houston Texans, before he died, he died a couple of years ago. Now his son runs the team, I think. But anyway, before he died, he's a South Carolina alum. He's a billionaire. And I think that he donated a lot of money to the university as well. Anyway, so for those of you who are just getting in here, the news broke today. It's official now. I mean, I think they had a vote. The powers that be, I forget what they call them, whatever the subcommittee is on the playoff committee that makes, is in charge of making changes to the format and whatnot. They voted on it, and it's official. There's going to be no playoff expansion. And part of the best thing about this, for me anyway, because I don't like the playoff expansion idea in the first place, but the best part about it for me is I get to spend at least the next 4 years laughing at the people crying about no playoff expansion. There's, how you have the people that say they don't watch the NFL, right, because it's too woke or whatever it is, but they always talk about the NFL. You know those people. They're everywhere. Just go on Twitter or Facebook. You have sort of the same faction of people in college football for a different reason. Oh, college football sucks. They need to make it 16 teams, 12 teams, 16 teams, 24 teams, whatever. I'm not watching college football. It sucks. They need a playoff expansion. We're tired of seeing the same teams every year. And meanwhile, the past 4 national championships have all been different from different schools. So I don't know what these people are talking about. Look. What's up, buddy? Okay. That's Cooper. You want to go inside? All right. Yeah. What's up, Tiger Cat? Oh, speaking of walking and talking videos, the walking and talking phenomenon took off during the season. And a lot of people started doing walking and talking, sitting and talking, rolling and talking, running and talking. Am I missing anything? Uncle Lou did walking and watching, which was amazing. So you guys, I don't know how many of you guys know who this guy Norb Cam. You guys know who Norb Cam is on YouTube? He's been around a long time. He's a Seattle Seahawks video maker, and he lives in Seattle. Anyway, I was scrolling through YouTube, and I'm subscribed to Norb Cam a couple of weeks ago, and lo and behold, Norb Cam is now doing walk and talk videos, and he calls them that. He calls them walk talk, not walk and talk. He calls them walk talk. And he's gone all in on the walking and talking deal up there in Seattle over the past like 2 or 3 weeks. He does one every day. This guy, he's putting Pigskin Pete to shame. He is doing walking and talking videos every day for the past few weeks. So the walking and talking phenomenon continues to grow. Yes, he's getting his steps in. That's right. What's up, the real Big Lee? Comic Dude is here. Man, I haven't seen Comic Dude in a while. I guess that in order to get some of these people in here that don't normally come in, I got to go live at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Yes, it's a beautiful day here, Michael Hogue. Yeah, somebody needs to copyright walking and talking. You're right. Celine Driver does walking and talking too. I will not. I can't copyright it because I didn't start it. As a matter of fact, the first walking and talking video I made, I got a comment immediately from somebody who wasn't a subscriber of mine who had no idea who I was, that I was ripping somebody off. And I don't even remember who the person is. They said I was ripping off. It was, I guess there's a guy, I don't know, it's maybe a West Virginia fan or a West Virginia sports writer or something that's been doing walking and talking videos for years. And he let me know about that. So I didn't invent it. I didn't invent it. I popularized it. That's all. I tell you what, I really dropped the ball because I need to do the part 2 of my training video for the Slav Olympics. And the weather here has been shitty for the past week or so. So I was like waiting on a perfect weather day because I'm going to be doing it out here in the backyard. And I didn't check the weather this morning. I would have planned for it. I should be doing a training video right now with the weather the way it is. I dropped the ball on that. I'll have to do it next week. Hopefully we have good weather next week. What does it say here? Our ex-Mississippi quarterback, Matt Wyatt, who has a radio show, did talk for almost 3 hours. Wait, hold on. Almost 3 years, walk and talk to. Okay, see? There you go. Slim says it was 68 yesterday. 38? Wow. See what I said about NIL, Pete. All right, well, let me go back. Let me see if I can find what you said about NIL. I think universities should invest in agencies that help student athletes find the perfect NIL deals that don't impede their financial aid status, or for instance, that can help educate them on deals. I think that that's already happening. I mean, I know, Clemson and every other major university has like an entire department dedicated to NIL now. I mean, you got to do that. And I guess everybody does it slightly differently. Clearly, Texas A&M does it differently than everybody else right now. But I think that that's in the works. Ask Sea-Dog about Matt Wyatt. He knows him if you're interested. I don't know if that's some sort of a troll job or what. Traveling fools. Will there be a call-in show tonight? Matthew Mayhem, do bears shit in the woods? Of course there'll be a call-in show tonight. Ryan Hickey's in the house. He must have just got done with his 10-mile run. Happy Friday, Ryan. Yes, I'll be joined tonight Like every single Friday night on the call-in show by my esteemed colleague, friend, and co-host, Tiger Baskins, Mr. Puffy himself. Yeah, you guys remember when P. Diddy, before he was named P. Diddy, his name was Puff Daddy? Yeah, that's my new nickname for Tiger Baskins, Puff Daddy. He's puffy. That's true. Bears crap wherever they damn well please. That is true. Mayhem Matthew did a video where he was wearing bare feet. I bet he shits wherever he wants to, too. We're definitely going to have fun, Ryan. Tiger Nate says he changed his major. For all you that don't know, Tiger Nate is a Clemson student. Said he changed his major to what? I mean, just the fact that he's a Clemson student makes him smart already, obviously. I mean, most Clemson rejects go to South Carolina. It's a fact. What's up, Danny D-Rock? Sports management under the PRTM program, whatever that means. Whatever that means. Well, what time is it? It's about 20 after 2. I guess I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I just wanted to come on. I planned on just doing like a 15-minute video, but it's been 32 minutes now. I think that Celine Driver has a live show on Friday afternoons, doesn't he, at 3 o'clock? I think he does. So, everyone prepare for that. I will be back. Mayhem Matthew, thank you for becoming an amazing member of the channel. I mentioned this the other day. He's really starting to grow on me. This guy, Mayhem Matthew. I didn't know who he was literally until about 2 weeks ago. And at first, I'm not going to lie, he kind of annoyed me a little bit. But this guy's starting to grow on me. I like him. I like you, Matt. You're good people. I'm still going to destroy you and embarrass you at the Slob Olympics, but you're good people. You're good people. Anyway, all right, guys. It's been real. It's been real fun. I'll be back tonight, 10 p.m. or just a couple minutes before, maybe, for the live call-in show with me and your boy, Tiger Baskins. Thanks for hanging out with me for a couple of minutes. Love all of y'all. See you soon. Your boy, Pigskin Pete, checking out.